Okay, so this is a complete training video, both of the client experience and what happens on the back end as the administrator. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly, but you can obviously stop this recording and rewind and watch it again if you want or need to. Okay, so the client coming to the site clicks on this link, apply to ACATA, which brings them to the Welcome to the ACATA membership application page. They'll scroll down and fill out their details. They'll choose their level of application. We're going to choose student application because there's no transaction fee for it. We sign up. Okay, here there's the privacy information is still in place at this point. It can stay there, or as I will demonstrate a little bit later on, we can update it to the profile builder. Okay, so we are brought to a welcome page with a what happens next, where the client is encouraged to log in. Okay, so we'll click on that, and huzzah, we're already logged in. Now, in our other browser, our Chrome browser, in our email, we should have received a notice that a new account had been created. And here it is, welcome to ACATA. So this has come in, that's fantastic. And here are instructions as well. Hi Jeremy. Step 1, navigate to this member login. Okay, so either way, they're going to get to the membership page. And here are instructions. So in that email it says, look for the tab that says instructions. Applicant instructions. Complete your application by filling out relevant fields in your user profile. Access your user profile here. Okay, once you've done that, fill out an application request here. Okay, so by hook or by crook, we're going to get to our user account. So we click on this user. It brings me to my Jeremy profile, where again there is an instructions tab. Now the only thing missing from this instructions tab is a short video which I uploaded. Oh no, here we go. It's already there. Great. So in this, it just basically says click on this cog and start updating your stuff. Okay. Once they've done that and they fill out, they go back to their admin. I might put a link here for the application review as well, so they've got instructions in the email. But basically, hold on, what are we? Oh, sorry, I'm just jumping between browsers because I can't be logged into one. If I go back to the admin section, then the instructions tell me to fill out an application review request. Let's just copy that information now. So fill out profile, do the application review. Now that is actually managed in Member Find Me now. So you'll just notice while we're here, PS, certificate is auto-generated now. Now, no membership number and no expiry date because they haven't paid for a membership yet. But you can click into that. If you click on print, it will actually print the certificate. Now, the only thing that is a little bit tricky is that they need to click on print background if they want that pretty picture. So that's something which is a bit of a peccadillo of all printers. They can get rid of the headers and footers. So you'll notice the information up here disappears, and then bang, click on print. Okay, so that's in Membership Works, and I'll show you where that is in a moment as well. So let's get rid of that. Did I just close the whole Safari thing? Not great at Safari. Okay. So it should have kept me logged in. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing is that you can access that this account URL from the account tab in the profile editor. So over here, my account, that will bring you back to this point here. So you can click between those two. Anyway, so let's say we filled out all of our goodies and now we're going to make an application to have our profile reviewed. Okay, it pulls in my data. Click on apply for review. We can have a look into the committee dates. I mean, you can step through this process yourselves and find out what the client experience is. So what's happening on the back end? So now we'll go into Chrome, where we're in our membership works. And what should have happened is, first and foremost, we should have a new member called Jeremy. I'm going to search all accounts because I'm not a formal member yet. Jeremy, here we go. And let's just have a little look at what has happened. So it's been put into the applications folder, pending approval, applications in review, and applications student folders. So it gets moved into the applications in review folder once you fill out that application review form. So that request adds into that folder, and we can have a look at the people that are in there. Okay, so these guys are in there. Now, in terms of, so essentially this becomes the list of people that get reviewed at the committee meeting moving forward, applications in review. And once they have been reviewed, then there's a couple of manual processes that have to happen. So as an example, we'll go into Jeremy profile. And one of the things that has to be applied manually is their membership number. So ACATA membership number, great, they've been approved. You are number 777. So we'll save that. And now we need to put them into a new folder. And I forget how to do that. Folders, add a label, no. Copy move, this is the one, okay. Okay, so you copy move them into the applications approved, which is just this folder here. Okay, once this applicant has been moved into the approved folder, then the information on their admin page will change. So under instructions, the application has been approved. So the other step, so this gives instructions on how to go up to the admin tab, go down to upgrade, go up to student, and this is where the student application info will appear. Okay, so just to jump back to the admin area, when applicants are approved, put them into the approved folder, absolutely, and then you need to send a bulk email. Bulk, oops, sorry, not that one. Email. Okay, so this will be to all the people that are 2, and then you want to write an email that basically says your application has been approved. Have a look for the instructions under the instructions tab in your admin login. Okay, once you've done that, then once you've added their membership number, sent them that email, then that's pretty much done. So that's the process. At the committee meetings, as it currently stands, you would have to click into each of the individual members' profiles, which you can access at the application review. No, actually, the application review directory is not active. The application, basically that submission to review affects membership works now, not the directory. So that's changed, folks. Sandy, you access the people that are applying to be reviewed in membership works now. So then, what you need to do is go into the admin section of WordPress and find the applicant. So this is very, very straightforward. So this is the process for when you're reviewing their documentation currently. So let's log in. Please hold. Your call is important to us. Okay. So I've just got a pardon my password manager is just taking a little bit of time. Oops. Okay. I do apologize. I'm in the wrong place. Got to go to WP admin. Okay. This is because I'm logged in under the other browser. Okay, just got to sign out of the submission level. And log in to the WP admin. Now my password will work. Okay, so currently we go into the users. And the people that have most recently applied will be at the top. So for this one, we need to identify it by the email. And my advice is that as you're doing this, as you're just kind of reviewing bits and pieces, just go in and add their name. It's just a bit of a weird little peccadillo of the sync between Membership Works and WordPress. That for some reason it doesn't bring across the first name, last name. It only brings across the nickname, which is just a little bit silly. Anyway, you can update the user. At this stage, you can also change their role as it is perceived in the profile. So it's a little bit of a clunky thing, unfortunately. But this is all just in the efforts to make sure that the users can have a copy of their submissions. Okay, So once we've updated that, so that was in the editor. Now we go into the user list and we just have to have a quick squiz to see what their profile looks like. And that's as simple as clicking on the view profile. So this brings me here. And at this point, I just need to click into the edit profile and I'll be able to see the documentation that they've uploaded. Okay, so this process is really only relevant now if you want to move forward with people having the more visual profiles. So by that I mean the current profiles in the members directory are a little bit sexier now. They have a little bit more flexibility, so we can have a name and a photo and Prof ACATA and then 2 little lines about what they do. This is all editable now. It used to be fixed, you weren't able to do it. So we have the option of retaining the same membership directory, which has this fancy pants map, and you can search by location or specialization, or anything else that you want to set up. Or we go with the more visual profile, which is this one. Which we've been discussing, like so. And again, these search terms can be set up, but there's no fancy pants map. You would simply put in, drop down things like this, and then search. Okay, so decision needs to be made about whether we retain the existing one. Doing this obviously is a lot simpler, but not as sexy. So yeah, you guys can speak amongst yourselves about that. It's quite pretty. When you're not logged in, it just shows the About tab. Okay, you guys can discuss that in your own time. Okay, so now the options are that we can do away with, if we're not going to use this profile thing, if we're just going to keep the members directory and have that managed by MemberFindMe, which, despite having spent almost 100 hours setting up the other system, I'm perfectly happy for you guys to go with, just whatever's going to work for you, if you want to keep that, and have everything for the directory listing and the membership management, events, everything in membership works, then that's fine. If you go with this option, then it makes sense to have submission forms that are not reliant upon these tabs. So we can just have independent forms out on the website on a regular page, and if somebody wants to access their previous submissions, then they can come into their profile and see them under the supervision log or the service log. So basically the profile, this part of the site would only be for the purpose of getting their history. So that was the whole point that I was trying to clarify with you this week, is just to work out which of those two things you want to do. So what that would look like is that there would be a page that they would navigate to, and they would be able to see those forms, or the information on those pages relative to view permissions granted in Membership Works. Now, while we're in Membership Works, let's just have a look at a really useful tool, which is under Help. Sandy, or whoever's managing this moving forward, it's like super, super important just to get a really good idea of what these things here do. So customization, special fields, etc. Because the way that you manage what people can see on the website is via permission tags. And an example of this is under the, let's say the resources section here. Okay, so see this notice here? This is information which is set up in the WordPress page, the WordPress site, that says which levels of client can see this. Okay, so more on that later. Okay, so the outcomes of watching this, hopefully, are that you now know the process from the administration side of things, and we have to answer those questions. Nirel and Sandy, do we retain this page, this type of thing for the members directory, or do we keep it like this? And if we keep it like this, that means that we need to set up submission forms, which are a little bit just mean setting up a couple of pages and changing some of the communication to the clients as they sign up. Or we keep it like this, and the process of reviewing forms, reviewing submissions is just a little bit, just ever so slightly more manual. There's probably like 2 minutes more involved in that process. If you guys could just make a decision, I will very gladly make any changes that are necessary this coming week. I'm in Melbourne until Wednesday. I will make them on Wednesday afternoon when I get back, and then I'll take you through what to do. I'm driving past Bellingen next week, Sandy, so if we need to sit down, then we can do that as well. Okay, the end.